Just when the world was still coming to grasp with the tragedy that happened in Indonesia, talking about the football stampede that led to the death of over 131 people and over 320 injured. Another sad incident happened this time around in Argentina yesterday, and that has to do with the local match between Gimnasia as well as Boca Juniors in the Argentine league, where at least one person have been confirmed dead and several injured. Again, it had to do with the use of tear gas by the police to dispel crowds or fans from, encroaching the pitch, among others. Now, it must be said that the fans had to, the policemen rather, had to fire rubber bullets as well to try stop supporters from getting to the already packed, venue, which happened on Thursday, as I said. The game was called off just 9 minutes into the match as a result of fans spilling into the pitch as they attempted to avoid, clashes outside the ground. Now, this is coming as a result of over 10,000 fans being outside of the stadium trying to gain access into the stadium that holds a capacity of just 20,000 people. And the sad incident in terms of loss of life has to do with a 57-year-old man who has been confirmed by the Buenos Aires security minister, Sergi Beni, as dying from, cardiac arrest. And that, assertion rather was also corroborated by the authorities at San Martin Hospital in La Plata, the city where Gimnasia is based. They confirmed that the death was as a result of cardiac arrest as the fan was transferred from the stadium to the hospital. This is another sad incident. Investigation has been opened about the possible oversale of tickets. Remember, I said earlier that the stadium is a 20,000 capacity, arena, and you had over 10,000 fans even outside the stadium, despite the stadium being filled. So investigations are ongoing about the possibility of the organizers selling tickets overboard just to make more profits. It's quite sad. The incident took place at the Juan Camilo Zerillo Stadium, and this is another sad one happening. Thank God, the casualty is minimal compared to that of Indonesia, but every life is precious, and the loss of that one life is still a sad one for football. Yes, we know quite well that FIFA is against the use of tear gas, at football stadiums because it brings about, panic, stampede, and what have you. But fans also need to understand the rule of the game. You do not encroach the pitch for any reason. Hopefully, more awareness is created and more fans take responsibility for their actions, as it were. Well, moving away from there, but still talking about, stadium violence, fan encroachment, we have to talk about Indonesia, and that's about, the sad incident that happened last week, where over 131, fans died and over 320 are injured. The latest about that incident is that 6 people will be facing criminal charges over that stadium crash. And you have at least, and they include police officers, it must be said, as well as organizers of the, home match itself. They will be charged with criminal negligence causing death, and that's, a crime that carries a maximum sentence of 5 years in Indonesia. Now, local police chief in Malang, where the incident happened, has been fired, and you also have 9 other police officers suspended as a result of the incident. 3 police officers who tear gassed the fans, as well as the head of Arema FC's organizing committee and the club's security officers, are also facing charges. Now I'll bring in Ayola Adegbero, a sports analyst, to join me in this discussion and more. Ayola, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. So, the Indonesia crisis, we saw how, the stadium was encroached by the fans. We know how tragic it was last week. What do you make of the latest news that 6 people will be facing criminal charges in terms of negligence causing death, a maximum sentence of 5 years that crime carries? What do you make of it?
I believe the organizers of the show, that's the organizers of the football, so he knew the capacity of the stadium were pretty low, and he went ahead to sell more tickets, trying to make much fun for themselves, and then, preach encroachment is something that's not even tolerated at all, not even allowed in the world of football. So yeah, he will come across the problem should dance with it, basically.
Okay, for the charges, you know, the head of the club's Arema FC, that's the home club now, the head of its organizing committee, as will also face, you know, the criminal charge, and that's, you know, from the result of possible oversell of tickets. Again, why do home teams like to sell tickets beyond the capacity of the stadium? You talk about greed, you talk about trying to maximize profit. What else? Why else should they do that?
I don't really know. Maybe they're just trying to make much more money from ticket sales.
At the expense of the fans' safety.
The capacity of the stadium, you don't go above the capacity of the stadium, irrespective of whatsoever. Once you know your stadium has 32,000 or total amount of seats available, once the ticket gets to that point, it's being sold out. You don't go ahead to get much more tickets. You don't go ahead to get more tickets because of the fact that you want to make much money for yourself. That's not tolerated in the world of football at all.
It's a sad one, really. FIFA is still investigating. I mean, Indonesia FA, everyone is just, you know, investigating to ensure that we do not have such, you know, sad incidents. Again, thankfully that, you know, the incident in Argentina yesterday was just limited to one casualty, although every life matters. But 131 that we had, you know, the past few days is definitely nothing to write home about. Again, the advocacy will remain that, you know, fans should respect the rules of the game, do not encroach the pitch, so that, you know, the police officers are not overwhelmed and have to resort to firing tear gas canisters. Well, let's turn our attention now to the action we had last night, talking about a review of Europa League matches. We'll start with the one we had at the Emirates. It was Arsenal taking on Bodo Glimt, their second Europa League match of the season. Remember, their fixture against PSV had to be rescheduled as a result of fixture congestion. But that didn't stop them from running emphatic winners. 3-0 that ended in Nketiah, Holding, Vieira all getting on the score sheet for Arsenal Football Club. What do you make of Arsenal's performance this season, their run especially?
Well, Arsenal has actually been a kind of good thing, basically.
Yep.
And then once they play at home, because of the fans, the way the fans tend to cheer them up, they try to perform much more than the way they tend to. They always say they like playing in front of the team. The fans have actually been giving them much courage for them to go ahead. Even when I could remember the match, Liverpool made an error. It was even still being chanted just for him to actually perform much better.
Okay. Let's turn our attention now quickly, because of time, to the other match we had, Manchester United against Omonia Nicosia. That was a match United needed to win to be able to keep up with Real Sociedad in that group, and they did, courtesy of Marcus Rashford's brace. 3-2 that ended, you know, staging a comeback win in there. Were you surprised by United conceding 2 goals? They've been conceding goals in recent times.
I was amazed because of the fact that I didn't expect such a team to score against Manchester United.
Okay.
Well, United have actually tried to strengthen their defense, so we don't expect them to concede goals like that. But apparently they are conceding goals, and then it's even good for them to actually come up with a win. Basically, the 2 goals they conceded were actually the power for them in terms of performance.
Okay. Let's talk quickly before we move away from there. Let's talk about Ronaldo's struggles this season. He's found playing time hard to come by, and that's quite understandable. He's approaching 38. But beyond that, is the fact that, you know, this season he has just a goal to his name, and that was even from the penalty spot, you know, in Manchester United's last Europa League game. What do you make of the struggles? You think it's time to ship him out, say January, the transfer window?
Ronaldo has actually, I don't believe him coming back to that thing was actually the error he actually made.
Oh, you think it was a wrong move?
Yeah, because as a matter of fact, he came back to the thing whereby United were actually very struggling. They were struggling much more for them to get short powers in the team, people that could actually score more goals for them. He came, he was on carry them above last season, and this season the players are actually just trying to blend themselves. And then thankful that likes of Marshall is back, and then Rashford has actually been performing a little bit.
Okay.
Even Bruno Fernandes has actually not been above par so far. But let's see, he might not be able to bang goals right now, but I'm sure once he starts scoring goals, he will bang much more goals this season.
Now let's turn our attentions to the Premier League. Yes, as league action returns once again after European commitments midweek, and we have to start at Stamford Bridge, where Chelsea Football Club will be hosting struggling Wolverhampton Wanderers. Remember, they sacked Bruno Lage last week, and they are still without a permanent coach at this time. Chelsea Wolves, Ayola, quickly, what do you make of that match, and who do you think gets it?
I think despite the fact that Chelsea has not been so consistent, I still see Chelsea coming up ahead in that team. So Chelsea is going to win against Wolves.
Okay.
Wolves are actually not being consistent for the season at all right now. And the half players are actually on injury while not back yet into the team. So I guess that's what's affecting them.
They're coming off, that impressive win over AC Milan in the middle of the week, talking about Chelsea Football Club. Against the team that is struggling to score goals, Wolves have just 3 goals this season. You think it's a straightforward win?
Yeah, it's straightforward for Chelsea this season. The likes of Kubanga, he has gotten it.
Yep, definitely. Okay, let's look at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal against Liverpool. In recent times in the Premier League, especially, Liverpool have been able to get the better of Arsenal. But this season, Liverpool are inconsistent. Arsenal are table toppers. You think Arsenal are ready to turn the tide around against Liverpool?
Yeah, irrespective of that, Liverpool had issues with injuries, and now the team is actually kind of back.
Yep.
So it might not be an easy run for Arsenal, but it's going to be a tough one, even though they're going to win. But I believe a draw would actually end the game.
You don't think Arsenal will win, considering their form?
Irrespective of their form, I don't think Arsenal will win because Arsenal actually not so compact enough. They're still making little errors which can actually lead to goal.